Hi, I'm Margaret Borchert. I am the co-creator, one of the writers and director and executive producers of The Party.
Hi, I'm Geneva Willis. I'm one of the co-creators, the executive producers, and writers of The Party.
And I'm Tori Chancellor. I am a co-writer and executive producer on The Party.
If you are watching this and you haven't watched The Party web series, number one, spoilers. Number two,
Congrats
why?
Congrats on finding us.
Please go watch the series first and then come back and watch this and we'd be happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now, answering your questions.
Fall 2020. I don't know if you guys remember this really fun time in the world, but there was no vaccine in sight.
No.
We were all locked in our homes for significantly longer than we thought that we would be. And Geneva and I were on regular, like video calls, just like to write and mostly to like make sure that the other person was still alive.
You know, mental health check-ins.
Yeah.
You still alive? You still breathing?
You still good? So
Okay.
Geneva is an avid reader of what we call the trades, meaning like pretty much all of the information that is published about the Hollywood world. So that is how we discovered that they had announced the Dungeons & Dragons movie, and specifically that Chris Pine had been cast in the Dungeons & Dragons movie. And we sat there, we're both avid D&D players.
Yes.
I dragged Geneva into my home game, and
Thank you.
Tori as well. And I had been DMing for them for a while, and basically we were both sitting there going, how would one write a scripted D&D project? You know, the best way to do this for us would be to write a sitcom about a group of friends who play D&D together. And so we did.
We did.
And we wrote a 30-minute sitcom pilot, and Tori read every single iteration of that pilot.
I did, and I really enjoyed how good it was from the get-go. I think it just speaks to you guys as like very good idea formers, and having that been my job, just reading hundreds of scripts all the time. At the highest level of Hollywood, like I get first drafts that are just not as good as what I thought The Party was. So kudos to you guys, because I think it was such a great attempt and something that immediately early on I was like, if we as the Brain Trust ever made anything, this would be it. There's a built-in market for it. Like I feel like I became so keenly aware of like actual plays and the actual play community and the sheer amount of people that just want to see D&D content that like, so you're already getting rid of the uncertainty factor, which is, will someone watch my thing? Because people love D&D content.
Yeah.
So
We know there's an audience.
Yeah, so we wrote the pilot was literally a sitcom pilot for a 30-minute show, and then we sat on it for a year. And I found out that my job was ending. My boss was moving. I wasn't going to be able to stay in the position I was in, and so I had like 3 or 4 months to figure out what I was going to do. And I was like, fuck it, let's make it. Let's do the thing.
We were tired of waiting around for permission to be creatives in Hollywood, so we seized the means of production.
Correct.
we did.
And it was a whirlwind situation. We
had no idea what we were getting into at the time.
I really learned through this endeavor that stupid people get shit done.
Yes. Immediately it was like, Tori has to come on to help us write the rest of it.
Thank you for letting me take care of your brainchild.
And help us produce it and like get us through this. And so the three of us took the original pilot that we wrote, split it into the first 2 episodes of the web series, reworked it and reformatted it, and then proceeded to write the following 5 episodes.
We wrote episodes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, the first drafts of what those looked like every day for a week. And
5 days. Yeah.
We would not have been able to do it if just for not, because Geneva and I have full-time jobs, if my boss had not gone on vacation, if
you were on hiatus.
You were on hiatus from your show.
Shout out workflow management going wrong.
So it was such a rare time for all of us to not have to show up to a physical location for a week and just get through it. And that's so rare, and we're so lucky, I think, that happened.
Yeah, and then we held a table read where we had actors actually read it out, and then we took notes from the audience to help us figure out what was and wasn't working.
Amazing notes. You need so many extra pairs of eyes before anything makes it to the screen.
Absolutely.
We wrote the script, so we knew who the characters were.
Yes.
So it's definitely a matter of finding people who could fit the characters' vibes.
Yes.
I think at a point we were getting really frustrated with the process because I don't think we had found really the right people to embody.
We're type A people,
Yeah.
I would say, and so we wanted to have this like lockdown ready to go, and we were getting anxious because we're like, are we going to find
And
everybody?
to be fair, our costuming department, who is just so wonderful,
Right.
Kai Kagawa and Maeve Kylie, they really needed to know who these people were as we were leading into filming. And I
For, like
was
basic things like sizes.
So, yeah, and we ended up casting super last minute. I think that Maeve and Kai, for some characters, had a week to get those wardrobes
fittings.
together.
But, I think we could have, like, cobbled something together, but what really made me reach out to a bunch of local improv theaters was twofold. Number one, comedy people need to be in these roles because they understand humor.
Yeah.
Number two, I love costuming. If the people who are in the costumes aren't right, the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
And I am glad that that the costuming department was willing to work with us on getting the right people in those amazing costumes.
All this to say is we didn't finish casting it until 2 weeks before filming.
I think less, like a week.
Really? Because we
Yeah.
went offers out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was like a week before filming. We were so lucky with the cast that we got, and that they ended up having such wonderful chemistry with each other because we didn't have the time or the money to host chemistry reads.
Yeah. We threw like a kickoff party for the production where they met, they played in a one shot, and that's really all they had like before jumping into filming.
Yeah, and they just really kicked ass. As far as saying, did any of the actors influence their characters? I would say yes, all of them did.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the job of an actor is to influence their character. And I think as a director, I really love to have actors come in with like thoughts and plans and things that they want to do and like ideas about who their characters are. And so that was, they all definitely had like pieces of themselves in it, 100%.
Oh yeah, there's stuff that we never could have put on the page that they added physically to their roles and
Absolutely.
interactions between each other that were silent. Like that just added so much to their dubs.
Absolutely. First of all, I can tell you that they begin the game at level 8 when Viola enters, and by the end of the series, they're probably about to hit level 10. Obviously, number 1, Viola is a School of Enchantment wizard. Mm-hmm. Yorick is a Archfey warlock, specifically Pact of the Blade, just so everyone knows.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thistle is a druid, specifically Circle of Dreams, because we needed more healing ability, and I liked the idea of her being kind of attached to the Feywild.
Yeah, very cool. Ecstasy plays an assassin rogue.
Which I'm sure Jean gives her shit for because it's actually not a very good subclass.
I did play that.
You know.
God bless. Jean is an Oath of Redemption paladin. That leaves us with...
DM. DM is...
A DM.
A DM, yeah.
Oh.
DM is DM.
DM is DM.
Yeah, DM is
She's
DM.
all things to all people.
Do we maybe have some merch in store?
Do we? I don't know. Do we?
All I'll say for now is if you're only following us on YouTube, I would head over to our other socials. Our Twitter and our Instagram is linked in our bio below. And if you follow us there, you're going to get updates on all things merch over the summer.
Yeah. So keep an eye out, and thank you for supporting us by purchasing merch.
Thank you.
We are just as hopeful as our wonderful viewers that we are going to get a season 2, but I hope that you will give us the benefit of some time as we figure out what that looks like and how we could potentially do it. I think that because we posted this on YouTube, and so many projects on YouTube are kind of like shot and made week to week,
Yes.
or like only a month in advance and kind of just like coming out rather quickly, it's a really understandable misconception that people think that our show was made on a really short timeline, and even some people I've seen in comments saying, like, assuming the turnaround on this is a week, that's not...
Bless your hearts.
That's not the case. We spent 18 months of our lives...
Because we wanted to ensure that with our frame of scale, I guess, of production, that it was going to be the best thing that we had in our power to make.
Yes.
And everything that you see on every word that is said, every art prop on the screen, every cut was just very, very thought out and labored over and discussed. If I had to give our audience any actionable things to do, keep talking about us. Get in the comments and send us to your D&D group, send us to your family and friends who enjoy comedy and sitcoms. And the more people talk about us, the more likely that we can guarantee that season 2 can happen.
Yeah.
But appreciate all of you because we never could have anticipated this response.
I know.
And we wouldn't be here without all of you supporting us along the way.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Seriously, like there would be no chance of a season 2 if not for the audience that we've got. Please tell your friends about it, keep watching, support us however you can. We really do appreciate it. And the more people watch it and the more support we get, the more likely we are to be able to make a season 2.
Follow us on all of our socials, share us with your friends, your enemies, your NPCs, your high school reunion, I don't know, anyone you want to talk to that may be interested in shiny rolling dice stone.
Thank you so much for coming along on the journey of season 1 with us. It was a total roller coaster and we wouldn't be here without all of you at home. So thank you and hopefully more from us soon.
Bye.